New players were asking, do I need everything to play Marvel Champions? The answer is no. You don't need everything to play. Um, you can play with just the core box, and you can get a lot of value just out of the core box. And the core box is not going out of print from anything that we've heard. I would be shocked if the core box went out of print. Uh, went out of print. And then I would just say buy, if you see something that you are interested in, buy the packs that you are in, that feature and spotlight the heroes that you're kind of interested in. I do. It's hard because like we see these heroes online, like Captain America. I think it's like $200 to $300. I hesitate to tell you to spend that amount of money on anything when we don't have there's uncertainty of if we're just gonna get them reprinted in like 6 months, 18 months. That I struggle with saying you should do that. So I would say if you are new to the game, if you are looking at getting into the game, welcome. Exciting to have you. Grab the core box, play around, check out the aspects. There's a lot of game in that core box. Check out the aspects. And then if there are heroes that are still in print at your local game shop or something like that that look interesting, grab them. If you have always had an affinity for Winter Soldier because he's just cool, right? Go grab Winter Soldier and try him out. I feel like my thought around it, and this is really hard to say as someone who has a desire to collect everything that has ever been put out for a game, is with the uncertainty around reprints, revisiting heroes, and kind of just the future of the game. I don't think I'd go and buy anything that was too much over MSRP. That's kind of my thought. The core box at any point is, if the core box at any point is out of stock, it only means one thing: new core box. That's true. That's true. Random thought: what if FFG does some hero packs with reprints of old hero kits instead of out of aspect cards or modulars? That could be interesting. Hold off on $100 hero pack purchases until we know what the vault provides us. Please and thank you. That's where I'm at, Bardic Monk. We don't know. We don't know what it looks like. We have a speculation that is not going to happen until 2027, but I would approach it just like you would approach any like high risk investment. Don't spend money that you cannot afford to just absolutely lose. And I would, if spending the $200 on Captain America now, and you would be upset if the next day they announced a reprint, consider that. Consider that. You're new and looking at this right now, purchase the core box and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Plenty enough content, and if by any chance Black Widow is available, purchase that too. Oh yeah, if you can get Black Widow. Black Widow is a good one for this this current wave that we have, the current environment. The other thing that I would say for new players, I would not worry about the environment classifications at this point. Just because you go and you see Hulk at Barnes & Noble does not mean that you should not buy Hulk because he's not in the current environment. I kind of see the community shaking out to, you're going to play with the cards that you have, and the current environment the environments are going to be something that is going to be rarely talked about, or maybe talked about in very specific circumstances in the future. So if you're wondering whether or not to buy something because it is or is not in the current environment, and it is like MSRP, like you're at your game store and you see a hero pack that you want that is Black Widow not in the current environment, I would go ahead and buy it. Black Widow functions really well with the current environment, especially with that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box. And so I would say that. I don't think that as a new player, you should even care what a current legacy or limited environment is. Ignore the environments, buy everything you want. The only cage you can create is your own. There you go. Nice. That's why I said this is a nothing burger. New players can still play and purchase content available. Yep. Yep. 100% agree. 100% agree. Um, I've seen a few versions of the question from solo players. Can the boxes be played solo and in and out of the box? Yes, they can. I think almost everybody, I at least have played True Solo out of the box from the core set. And you can play True Solo out of the box of the core set. I do think that the struggle with True Solo play comes from the need to kind of manage multiple parts of the game. You have to do all the damage, you have to remove all the threats, you have to deal with all the minions by yourself. And with an expanded card pool, that becomes easier and more satisfying to deck build for. That being said, you can play True Solo in the core box right out the gate. And any pack that you add onto that, you can succeed. My one caveat to that would probably be protection in the core set leaves a lot to be desired. So I would say if you are playing the core set and you are just trying out new cards and everything like that, trying to figure out what aspects you like, protection gets a nice step up from the core box. Is Black Widow still great after the new nerf to her? What is the new nerf to Black Widow? I don't think I know that. Basically, I think it all kind of boils down to what people have been saying in chat, what I've kind of been thinking about as I've sat with it for a week and everything, is how to kind of like approach the game, because I think that this is all just noise, or is what Epic was saying, a nothing burger. I think there's been a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt created when potentially there wasn't the need to create that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I think a lot of that comes from speculation, which I am not saying that I am. I think that a lot of this was people like me and me creating this speculation that have fun, play the game. It's a really, really exciting game. It's a lovely game. It's a fantastic game. And no matter what you can or cannot get your hands on, enjoy what you have, because it is really fun. And the game doesn't necessarily get exponentially better every hero pack you buy. If you have the current environment, if you are able to get what is currently available, it's a good game. It's a good game. And I think that is, as I step back and I kind of look at the environments and everything that is happening, I think that the game is fantastic. And I want to make sure that at least in my my descriptions and talking about the game, that is not lost, because I can criticize something that I love, and I think that I have been doing that a lot, and I do want to just make sure that it is known, and I just want to also say it out loud. I love this game. I think it's a great game. Fantastic. Enjoy the game. So, yeah. For new players, I will add something. Don't worry to win with the board clean at the beginning. You will learn what to ignore. Oh, that's it. That's a big key into how to like play effectively, especially True Solo. I believe Villain Theory mentioned it. It's a rules clarification. I don't have to watch his. Oh, okay, gotcha. The game is amazing. The game is so much fun, and the community is great. The community, I think, right now is skewed more negative than it has been in the last 5 years. I think that has been a trend that I have seen, not just with this new announcement, but probably for the last 18 months, I've seen it start to trend slightly more negative. And I think this kind of amplified a lot of that negativity. But all in all, I think I think we are in a healthy spot. And I also don't necessarily think that we would be, Fantasy Flight would be setting up these environment definitions if they did not have big plans for the future. So that's my optimistic take, and I'm hoping for it.